One of the main tools I use in my classroom is a smartboard, and the smartboard enables me to run my classroom using the aid of electronic communication. So this is, we had a field trip today, so I just started, I walked in, I was able to, actually made everything you're looking at within 10 minutes at my desk in my classroom. So what were the big questions I wanted them to answer? What were the ones I wanted to highlight? This board comes with a variety of tools. Some of them are tools where you can write on the board. There's a variety of pens that you can use to write on the board. So if we've talked about that one, say great. Actually, I can choose a different pen from there. If I said, hey, I really want you to pay attention, this one right here, I'll highlight that. I can move that onto the next one. I can expand it and close it. I started the slide like this. So I say, hey, what's the big questions we want to look at? Okay, where does it come from? All these become objects. So even if I just wanted to move this highlighter away, I grab there. I can move that out of the way. What's a watershed? What's ecology? It also enables me to move and match words around, so I can tell them what things mean. Then I can quiz them on it using a tool like this. This tool right here, I was able to download from a common source. So I just went into the data here because you can get the vortex to spin if you wanted, but maybe not on this one. And so if you throw them in there, they will kick it back if it's not the right place. This is an example of a memory game. One of the great things about having my smartboard is that I can organize all my lessons in very manageable ways. So if I want to open a file that we've been working on, it's real easy. It starts at Dropbox and then it goes to my school, and then I want to be in curriculum. These are all the different disciplines that I work with. So let's look at math. In math, I have a bunch of lessons, and this is we're in week 28 here, so you can see week 28 on the first day. I studied something about measurement. Asked me if I want to save the changes to my last document. I say yes. It then opens the the document that I worked on to study measurement. I can write on this board at any time, or you can embed information already in there. So if you just click it, it knows it wants to appear on the screen. You can have pull tabs, so you can pull things out to let the student know what the information is. There are sliders that you can use, and then there's information you can pull out, and it'll show you, oh, that was 2 inches long, or from here to here is 2.5 inches. So it's a great way to interact with the content. Convert that to dollars. If a student, this happens a lot where a student will have a great idea, and I'll say, okay, let's talk about that. I can simply make a new page, pick up a pen, and write on the board. Oops, I've made a mistake. Because this board knows that these are objects, it can actually identify them. So I want to group them together first and then identify the handwriting. Take out your book. I can then resize it. So if I've given that instruction, I can move that out of the way. Let's say I want to make a triangle. I have all my shapes built in here. There's a circle. There's a triangle. Let's get rid of the circle and move my triangle up into view. Let's make it a little bit bigger. And then let's tell it, hey, I want to show my vertices. But the greatest thing, I just want to move these vertices around that show them. Now I want to show my internal angles of this triangle, so you can see it says 34. If I use my vertices to move it around, this is a great tool for showing that every triangle in the entire universe, the internal angles will always add up to 180 degrees. So this is a great way for them to come up to the board and say, okay, great. If I want to clear this whole board, I can simply erase everything on the board, which saves you a little bit of time. But let's say the student comes up here and says, okay, well, Mr. Fetterbush, here's my triangle. And I say, well, okay, great. Let's measure those things. I can add my tool of my protractor tool and say, oh, great, let's line up that measurement. Let's use my angle. You can see the angles going up here. And that looks about the same angle there. And then I can take that angle out and it shows me it's a 58-degree angle. One of the great things that I can use on my smartboard are all the tools built into my computer. So if I want to play with Google Earth, it comes up real nicely. Today we went to the Santa Barbara Museum of Natural History, so I was able to create a bookmark for that and then take the students right to that bookmark using Google Earth. And they can see I've already bookmarked their school, so here's our school. I can show them how we're going to get there, but more importantly, I can show them information about where they live, especially in relations to the watershed, which was a theme of our field trip. So I can say to them, hey, what do you notice about these areas? Why are those areas green? What happened there? It can help them understand, oh, that's the way the water goes. That's the way the water runs from our mountains down to our streams and into our oceans, and that's related to the content of the program, of the curriculum.